Doppler meteorologist Maddie Kirker also keeps us prepared. You mentioned even on Saturday we might be seeing a threat of some severe weather too. So you'll get it here first, and that's how you really get your entire kit ready to go.
Yes.
It's really interesting what happened in California yesterday. The Fujiwara effect. I know you guys are thinking, what?
Yep. Could you?
So
I mean, we know what that is, but
basically,
can you explain it?
This system that is moving or moved through California last night, it was basically two areas of low pressure combining to one.
Okay.
That same system is going to move over central Ohio on Saturday. So I know I'm not trying to scare anybody. It just means we've got a lot of wind moving in by Saturday that could also translate to severe weather. So on this day where we do our practice rounds, we talk about where we're supposed to go when a tornado siren is going off in your neighborhood. You want to make sure you find a safe place during a tornado, which of course is the most interior location of your house. Now, if you're lucky enough to have a basement, then you've got your basement to go to. That's where you and your kids, your pets, everyone should head to when you do hear that tornado siren, or you do get alerted from our 10 TV News app for a tornado warning. Now, if you don't have a basement, again, the most interior room, which a lot of places is going to be that bathroom, and go ahead and grab a helmet and shoes. That is your best bet. I'm not saying you have to do all of that today at 9:50, but it wouldn't hurt, especially if you want to just make sure you are weather aware. Here's something interesting that I'm tracking heading into the weekend. This is your wind gust forecast. So we're looking at some pretty strong winds moving in for our day today, but it looks like the winds will really begin to pick up the later we get into the week, especially by Saturday. We're looking at wind gusts 50+ miles per hour. We know that the system out in California had strong winds, so we're watching that very closely as we could have some strong winds here heading into the weekend. So it will be a windy end to the week. I know if you've got some favorite maybe outdoor decorations that you like, this is the time to go ahead and bring them in. That's because you don't want to lose them with how windy it's going to be towards the end of the week. So that's your early heads up. Temperatures will be staying mild. We're looking at several rounds of rain. And then on top of the wind that I'm looking at for especially Saturday, we're looking at some late week flooding threats across the area, especially across the south. And I hate to say this, that overall flooding threat has actually shifted northward to include us here in central Ohio. Speaking of central Ohio, this is a live look at Buckeye Lake. This is brought to you by Pella and WeatherBug. We'll wait for that sun to come up, but it's not going to be a very sunny day. You can see the raindrops accumulating on our 10 TV tower cam this morning. So it's a muggy and kind of mild start to our day. We're looking at 45 this morning and winds coming in from the southwest at around 6 miles per hour. Today's forecast, it's not going to be as warm as yesterday. We're only going to be in the low 50s. It will be a little breezy this afternoon, cloudy skies, and I wouldn't be surprised if we had a little mist that hung around throughout the afternoon. We're going to have some very low-lying clouds. Remember yesterday we talked about high-level clouds? Today's clouds will be low-lying clouds. So that's what I think will lead to, of course, the rain we got this morning, more rain moving in this evening. Satellite and radar picture, we've got some spotty rain showers. This is all light moving across the area from Urbana to Marysville, London, Springfield, Columbus, seeing some off and on rain. So as you're heading out the door across central Ohio and southern Ohio, just go ahead and grab that little light rain gear. Now again, this rain should roll out of here as we go through about 10 a.m. I'm still convinced though we could see a little bit of mist hang around with the low-lying clouds. Then that's round one. Round two on this Wednesday is later on this evening, and that's when winds begin to pick up. You can see around 6 o'clock, the best chance of seeing that rain, maybe even a thunderstorm or two, going to be well north of I-70, so Bucyrus, Marion, Mount Vernon around 9 o'clock. Not looking at a severe weather threat with this, but we are looking at that possibility of some thunderstorms. Here's Thursday morning. We'll start things off with some scattered rain showers, and again, notice this line here of some showers. That'll bring in some winds as well for our Thursday. You'll see that wind shifting kind of coming in from the north. It is going to be a warm day though as we go through our Thursday, looking at temperatures to be near 70 before it gets a little bit cooler heading into the weekend. Real quickly, I want to get to this. This is going to be Friday evening heading into early on Saturday. So notice the timestamp here. This is 3 a.m. Do you see that big old shade of yellow? That indicates some heavy rainfall. So this is what I'm most concerned about on top of the wind that we have for Saturday. It's going to be the very heavy rainfall. From now through Saturday, parts of our area are under this red here. That means we could pick upwards to 4 inches of rainfall. So the streams, the little rivers that typically swell, the low-lying areas across our area, just be careful for Saturday morning because a lot of those areas could be flooded with the amount of rain that I'm tracking, again, especially for Friday heading into our Saturday. This is a look at our 10-day forecast. Friday is when we'll have the heaviest of the rainfall, especially Friday evening. That's why it's shaded in red, but I'm also concerned about the wind moving in for Saturday, so we'll have to watch out for that. The best day of the weekend, Gabriella, is going to be on Sunday.